Hi, I'm Andrew from Parlogram Auctions, and thanks for checking in with us. In this video, I'm going to be unboxing around 50 UK press Beatles albums, which have just been delivered to us from an auction house in the UK. I kind of know what they are, but there are always some surprises in these situations. If you see anything in the collection you'd like to buy, you can get in touch with us via our website, parlogramauctions.com, or use the Contact Us link in the description. Anyway, that's enough talk, let's get into it. Okay, overpacking again, but not to worry, I always reuse these packing materials. So what I'm expecting in here is, at least I know there are some 1981 monos, those fabulous sounding Harry Moss cuts from 1981. At least a full set, I hope, and lots of other nice condition LPs, so I understand. So that's 4 big packets out of the way and nothing else left in the box, so let's get rid of that. So I think this is all one collection. It's not vintage 60s, but it's quality. It's quality later pressings, which is just as important. I think we can see what we've got on top. So it looks like got the full anthology set there. That's anthology 3, 2, and 1. Of course, triple vinyl, really nice sounding set on vinyl. Let's just have a look at one of them. This one looks pretty much unplayed. I don't actually see many played copies of Anthology. Wonder if you still play yours. There we go. Bit of a split in the top there. I think the other ones are okay. Yeah, the other ones are fine. Come over here. Next up, Wings, Back to the Egg. That needs to go through the cleaner by the looks of it. Just some surface dirt. That's a nice copy. Again, slight split on the bottom of the inner, which always happens with these records. McCartney 2. We all know what that looks like. Let's just check it's a first pressing. There it is. Again, hardly played. That's the album that I grew up with, Tug of War. Again, it just looks like these have been sitting for a very long time, unplayed somewhere, because this dirt on the surfaces, but that's easily cleaned off. McCartney interview from 1980, deleted on the day of release. I remember buying this one in the summer of 80. Interesting interview. This looks like a later copy of McCartney. Doesn't have the fully laminated sleeve, just a sort of semi-gloss one. Date code is from November 1980, so it's going to be a capital. It's actually a 3U-5 for those who are interested in the cutting. And Broad Street, a film which is divides opinions. There it is anyway. Get a bit dusty, but well looked after and little played. This is looks like a unofficial one. 1988, document records in Italian, and this has on it a lot of Please Please Me tracks, There's Some Tears in My Eyes, Lend Me Your Comb. Looks like BBC sessions to me. Please Release Me. Well, they did in the end on blue vinyl. I'm not a big bootleg collector, never have been, but occasionally ones turn up in these sort of collections. This is Yellow Submarine. This is a mono, so this is a 81 mono pressing. It's date coded as 11th 1980, so the inner sleeves obviously always a few months behind the actual release of the record. This one says mono on the label, so does that one. The mono copy of this I had stereo labels, so some were misprinted, but that's a true mono copy. Let's just check the matrix on that. That's a -1 and a -1. So the original 1969 mono cut used in 1981 still. It's a great album back in the day, very ahead of its time. This is the songs of Lennon and McCartney, and basically cover versions of Lennon and McCartney's songs, including unusually Ringo, I'm the Greatest. Anyway, they were songs written by Lennon and McCartney, obviously. This dates from 1979 and it's on that tan EMI label. Great sounding record, actually. Still quite easy to pick up. That'll fit in nicely into my next Capital YouTube video. It's the soundtrack to A Hard Day's Night. This time it's on the purple label Capital. I'm guessing contemporary with the rest of these records. It's early 1980s. Originally, of course, on United Artists. Just sold one of these on the website, but here's another one. It's a 1982 12-inch of Love We Do, with the original version on one side, dubbed from a vinyl copy, which doesn't actually sound that good. It's very got a lot of no noise reduction on it, and there's another one, but without the picture sleeve. This is an album I remember, which I never had. This is the Beatles' Talk Down Under. This is like a sort of like a document of their Australian tour in June 1964. Some interviews and stuff like that on there. Nice cover. Here's a copy of the Dutch or German Beatles' Greatest. Got some interesting mixes on here, notably the early stereo mix of I Want to Hold Your Hand and the US version of I Feel Fine. That one with that there reverb. There it is on the Dutch Odeon label. Again, 80s pressing too. Back to the UK catalogue with Rubber Soul. Again, this is a 1981 mono. This is coded as March 1981. And this one, I don't know if you can see, has a -5. So that's the original January 1966 cut done by Hazel Yarwood at Abbey Road, which in my opinion is the best sounding mono rubber soul. Revolver. This one is also a 1981 mono. 11th 80, so early 81 this one. This one has original 1966-2 on side 1 and an original 1966-3 on the other side. So both vintage 1960s cuttings pressed on 80s vinyl, which has a good weight to it. Quality is also very good. Here's the white album. As you can see from the spine, this is a mono 2, so this is going to be a mono 81. Got some bubbling on the paper there. This is a -2 mono and a -2 on this side. They're both 1968 cuttings as well. And on disc 2, it's a -2 on side 4 and a -4 on side 3, which is, although it's quite high, that is an original tube cut. And we've got the poster and photos in there too, which is always nice. Moving on to Sgt. Pepper, also a mono down here too. This pressing is famous for being mispressed with stereo on side 2. Let's have a look at this one, see what we've got. It's a -1 on side 1, the original 67 cut, and it is a mono on side 2. -1 on side 2 as well. So the first pressing cutting on that, and so far so good. And here's another one. This time mono and stereo on the side, so I'm guessing it's going to be a stereo. Maybe. Ah, that's a mono. That's a mono -2. Did the other white album just have mono on the cover? It did. It did. There we go, look. So this one is what we just looked at, and this one is what we're looking at. So they're both mono, but there's a variation there which I didn't know existed. Very interesting. The same matrices on both discs. I think that's -2. This one is -2 on side 4, and again, yeah, -4 on side 3. Same cutting, slightly different sleeve. This one has, again, the poster and the photos in as well. Okay. This is a Yellow Submarine. It's got a laminated cover, so it's going to be stereo, of course. This one's coded as April 1978, and it is indeed stereo. -4, -2 on this one. It's a collection of oldies, non-laminated front. So I like to sort of play guessing games when I see the covers to see if I can guess what it's going to be. But I know now it's November 1980, so probably early 81 copy. It's a dash 3 and a dash 4. I predict a similar age for this, Please Please Me, though it does have the laminated front, so it's probably late 70s. These would have been the copies which I think would have been included in the first edition of the BC13 blue box. This is a dash 3 and a dash 2. Same again here for this copy of With the Beatles. Again, laminated front. Yeah, third 78. So just before the blue box. The blue box I think came out in December 78. This is a dash 3 and a dash 5, which is actually a decent sounding cut of this album. And there aren't many. Back to mono now with Help. We've got March 81 on this one. And a recut, a Harry Moss, you can see his initials there, HTM. And this is the recut dash 3 and the original 1965 dash 2 on side 2. Not a great sounding record, but on these 1981 monos, it's the best you're going to get in mono. The Rubber Soul, again another mono. Remember the first one we saw was dash 5 dash 5. This one is also dash 5 dash 5, which is nice. A lot of these I see have a side 1 recut as dash 6. So the original dash 5 twice is very nice. Revolver again. It's 81 mono. The first one we had was dash 2 dash 3, I think. This has 11th 1980 on it. This one has the same dash 2 on side 1 and dash 3. So these individual mono albums are definitely the ones which were first released. They were then repackaged into the box set. So the box set didn't come first. The single albums came first. And what you sometimes find in the box set are the later recuts and the mispressed stereo Sgt. Pepper. Let's see if this is one of them. But I doubt it. This is dash 1 mono, yeah, and a dash 1 mono on the other side. The mispressed stereo side 2 is usually found in those red box sets, BMC 10. And this is another mono. And again, this is correctly labelled mono, dash 1, dash 1. This is as close as you're going to get to the original mono pressing. Okay, next pile. So I think we're heading back to the 70s now again with stereo A Hard Day's Night. Yeah, September 78. So I'm guessing, yeah, as I said before, these would have been in stock for the BC13 box set launch. This is a dash 2. So, well, that's like a dash 1 just been changed into a 2 there. Interesting. And HTM recut of a dash 3 on the other side. It's good to see we've got a Beatles for sale. Nice sounding stereo album. This one is a bit earlier. This is date coded as May 1977. This is a -3 and a -2. Nice and clean. I mean, these are getting on in age, but that could have been bought from the shops yesterday, as could most of these. Another stereo help. Again, late 70s, I imagine. Yep, this is has July 78 on this one. HTM recut as a -4 and another Harry Moss recut as -3. Rubber sole, stereo, laminated front. This is May 79. And this is an original -3 1965 cut on side 2, and on side 1 we've got a -6, which is HTM as well. Now I know inner sleeves are not entirely an accurate way to date a pressing, but they're pretty close. A couple of months behind maybe, obviously, but if you can be sure they're original like these are, you can date them pretty well. This says 477, so I would say this is 77 pressing. And this is a -2 stereo and a -3. There's Harry Moss's initials there, indicating he did the recut. A laminated Sergeant Pepper. Oh, it scares me when I hear that creak, but it's just the laminate. Has this got an insert in it? It has. There you go. It's a light green insert. All the 70s inserts were lighter green than the original 60s ones. That's stuck in the gatefold. So this is at 11th 78. So I guess this one would have appeared in the box set first. This is, let's do side 1 first, a -5 and a -3. Magical Mystery Tour. As I famously mentioned in one of my other videos, that they, instead of preparing their own masters, using their own masters from their tape library, EMI decided to get the masters from Capitol from this album, from the 60s. So you've got, although it's a -1 Harry Moss cut, he was cutting from the Capitol master tapes, which of course were copies of the original British master tapes. So consequently, it's not a very good sounding album, to say the least, but that is a really beautiful copy. It's a fully laminated Let It Be with a sort of dark greeny blue symbol on the back. This has got a nice weight to it. What's the date on this one? 679, so late 79. Still using the 1970-3U, and that's a Harry Moss recut -4 side 2. There's Abbey Road. It's like a price sticker or something. And the glue on these Abbey Road covers was never the strongest. And this dates from late 1978. It says October 78 here. And what we got here, this is a -4 and Harry Moss cut -3 on side 2. Still lovely sounding analog cutting. Finally, in this pack, it's with the Beatles in mono, again a 1981. Let's see if it's one of the first ones. So this has April 81 in here. Right, so that's the original 1960s -7N, and also -7N on that side, which is one of the earliest copies of this pressing, because all the other copies I've seen, apart from one, I think, many years ago, are -8 recuts. So that's quite a rare beast. Last packet. It's been going well so far, don't you think? Okay, so this is Beatles Rarities, Capitol album from 1980. There's a price sticker on there. It's imported by Conifer Records. Yeah, they were a big importing company in the 1980s. This there's a French in the sleeve, so therefore it's a French copy. It's not Capitol at all. There we go. Same configuration as the US Capitol album, but pressed in France. Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl from 77. Original inner sleeve showing the EMI catalogue at that time. And the first pressing, which is a -2. -7. Actually, I'm not too sure about the matrix orders on this album, but this is a -7 and a -2. Certainly contemporary with the album's release, I'm sure. So we saw a bootleg of BBC earlier on. Here's the real thing. Really nice package from Apple, this from 1994. Live at the BBC. There we go. It's hardly been played. Ah, that's nice. I'm immediately going to take this out of this PVC cover. These are the type that make your records go cloudy. Plastic migration and all that sort of thing. This is Past Masters Volume 1 and 2. An original from 1988 without the Apple logo on, which was added later. Just have a look at one record. There it is. All the hits and all the B-sides in their original mixes. Again, there's a date code here, 9th 88, which is contemporary with the album. Next up, we've got the classic 1967 to 70, first album I bought with my own money. This is probably a later one because it has the produced by George Martin credit there. Earliest ones didn't have that there. And these nice blue inner sleeves. Ah, well, this is a blue vinyl, so it's not going to be a first pressing. This is the blue vinyl from 1978. And there's a special cutting there by Harry Moss. It's different to the black vinyl version because these all have hand-etched matrices, and Harry's initials are there too. So obviously that's going to be blue vinyl too. Most of these had a sticker on the front saying red vinyl, but This one doesn't, or it was removed. Ooh. So I'm expecting this to be red vinyl as well. There it is. Again, hand-etched matrices. Not sure how this compares for quality with the black vinyl version, which I think is one of the best sounding stereo Beatles records, especially the UK pressing I'm talking about. So I will do a video eventually on this album, and I've got many other pressings of this set to compare to, German, French, American, whatever. White album, again glossy cover, and you know what I'm hoping this is going to be, don't you? It's the poster and the photos are in there. Oh, and it's not. I thought it was going to be white vinyl. Disappoint. Never mind. It's a stereo -1 and -3. This copy is from December 78. And this record's got an inner sleeve from 11/78, so a month apart, but it's still lovely sounding analog. Pressing -1, -2, so original 1968's analog. Beatles Historic Sessions. These are the Hamburg recordings. Not an album I've ever owned before this day. AFE label. It's a nice weighty vinyl anyway. There's 2 albums in there. The Fabulous Ruttles. Original first pressing with the booklet. Such a lot of fun, this film. Ouch. And original inner sleeve. And a beautiful Warner Brothers first pressing. And finally, it's more Hamburg recordings, live at the Star Club Hamburg, Germany, 1962. This time on Linger Song. 1 album, 2 albums. So that's quite a decent package. I hope you enjoyed looking through those with me for the first time. They're all going to be listed on the website parlogramauctions.com very shortly. So please visit the site and choose which ones you would like, if any. And there's also links to contact us via Facebook and the site in the description below. But that's all for this one. So I'll say bye for now, and thanks for watching.